Hi, this is Infinity, and I'm going to show you how to play any mode in any key using the mirror scale system. The mirror image scale is a new scale that I invented, as far as I know, and that gets used as a reference to find out the exact notes to play for any mode in any key. So let's begin. Okay, let's begin. So here we're going to review the modes, all of the modes that you get when you're in the key of C key signature, right? So your Ionian mode, obviously, is your major scale. I'm just playing the adjoining chord in the left hand. Now when we play the Dorian mode, that's actually the D Dorian mode, and then the E Phrygian mode, the Lydian mode, Mixolydian, Aeolian mode, Phrygian. Bring us back to Ionian. So when you're playing a mode, the Dorian mode, that's actually the D Dorian mode because it started on D. All of these modes are all comprised of notes from the key of C key signature. Now if I wanted to play the Dorian mode in the key of C, I need to add two accidentals to it, right? Because we need the spelling of the Dorian mode is 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 8, back to the 1. Now there's two ways of doing this. Traditionally, we would know the spelling of the modes. So the spelling of the Dorian mode, as I just said, has a flattened third and a flattened seventh, or a lowered third, lowered seventh, I should say. And that's not too bad to remember. The Lydian mode is also not too bad to remember. All it has is a sharp 4. But when you get into your modes like the Phrygian that has 4 lowered notes in it, Aeolian has 4 lowered notes in it, Phrygian has 5 lowered notes in it. It's a lot of spellings to remember. So what we're going to do is use the mirror image scale as our reference, and that will give you, that actually tells you what key signature to use for the mode you want to play in. So the mirror image scale is not what you think. If you're thinking that the mirror image scale is a descending scale, that's not what it is, because the scale ascending and descending is in no way a mirror image of one another. Okay? We all know the spelling of a major scale as far as the intervallic distance is. Once you start out on your root note, we have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Well, if we go to play that backwards, descending, we don't get that same intervallic structure. We get our bass note, we get half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. Different spelling. So we want to create a mirror image spelling of the diatonic scale, right? Major scale, Ionian mode, it all means the same thing, going in a mirror image. So we're going to take, this is a whole, whole, half, so we're going to go whole, whole, half, and as it continues, 3 more whole steps. Okay, so here's the mirror image scale. Same spelling that you used ascending, right? Root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Descending, or the mirror image scale, is a descending scale. We all know our scales, either ascending or ascending and then playing the exact same notes again backwards, descending. Mirror image scale is a descending scale. Root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. The exact same intervals that you would recite if you were to recite the spelling for a major scale. Okay, so we have our Ionian mode established. So let's say we want to play the Dorian mode in the key of C. Dorian is mode number 2. So we're going to take the mirror image 2, which in the key of C is B flat, and we're going to play the B flat key signature in order to play our Dorian mode, and we could do that going up, down, any direction we want. I'm I'm sorry, wrong mode. I followed the key of B flat key signature, which has an E flat and a B flat in it. You do have to know all your key signatures for this to work. All right, let's try Phrygian now. This is the third degree of the scale going up, so we're going to take the major third degree of the scale going down, which brings us to A flat. I'm going to play this key of C, Phrygian mode. Some people say Phrygian, I say Phrygian. So we're going to use the A flat key signature, which is 4 flats. It's just like playing the A flat scale, but if you play the A flat scale starting on C, you wind up with the Phrygian mode. All right, let's go on to mode number 4. Number 4 is the Lydian mode, right? Easy to play in the key of C because it's all white. All the modes, and when you play them in the key of C, is going to be white notes. But what if we want to see Lydian? Well, you can do two things. You can just remember to sharpen the 4, which is easy to do, or we could use the key signature of the mirror image scale. So the fourth step of the Ionian mode the fourth step of the Ionian mode, or the major scale, is up here, and the mirror image step would be at G, right? If it's a perfect fourth going up, then we want to see the perfect fourth going down. That brings us to the key of G. So let's follow the key signature of the key of G, which, as you know, is an F sharp. We just did that. Let's move on to Mixolydian. Mixolydian is the 5th degree of the scale. Perfect 5th up. Let's go to a perfect 5th down. That brings us down to an F. So let's play the Mixolydian mode in the key of C. That's also an easy one to remember because all you have to do is remember to lower the 7th, which if you're playing jazz, you're likely playing all your scales with the lowered 7th anyway. But just to show you the consistency, let's move on to Aeolian mode. Now, again, this was a relatively easy one to remember because it's your relative minor, right? The Aeolian mode is the same thing as your natural minor scale, your relative minor scale. But when you get when you're using a different key, you might not have it as well memorized. You know, some keys you have more memorized than other keys. So this is a major 6th above. So let's go to the mirror image equivalent, which a major 6th below C is actually an E flat, not the E. The E natural would only be a minor 6th. We need the E flat. That's a major 6th interval. All right, let's start on C and use the E flat key signature. Perfect. That was the perfect Aeolian mode. Let's go on to the last one, Phrygian, which has 5 lowered notes, so that can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. Let's go to the mirror image scale. This is a major 7th above C, so we're going to go to a major 7th below C. That brings us down to the D flat, not the D. That would only be a dominant 7th away, right? Here's your major 7th, right? It's the shell of when you're playing a major 7th chord. Now, if you don't want to count down a major 7th away, you can count up a chromatic step higher and you get your same end result, right? Whether you count the major 7th step down, you get a D flat, or whether you go a chromatic step up, you go a D flat. So let's play the Phrygian mode in the key of C. Okay. Let's double check that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so say we want to test this in another key. It obviously will work in every single key. So let's take A flat. Let's start off with our Ionian mode in A flat. Good. Now we want to play the Dorian and all the other modes in A flat. First, let's establish our A flat mirror image scale. Okay, our A flat mirror image. Here's our A flat major and our A flat mirror. It's like playing the key signature of the E major, actually, which, so a mirror image scale actually is follows the key signature of a major third below. You could use that as a reference of how to ascertain your mirror image scale, or just count the diatonic intervallic steps going descending instead of ascending. Okay, so we have our Ionian scale. Let's try playing the Dorian mode in A flat, the A flat Dorian mode. So we're going to follow this key signature of G flat, because that's their mirror image step down. Alright, that worked. Let's try the scale mode number 3, Phrygian mode. We're going to follow the key signature of E. Excuse me. Right? Let's try the Lydian mode in the key of A flat. Let's follow the key signature of a perfect fourth below, which is the key of E flat, right? Okay, that worked. Mixolydian mode. Let's follow the key signature a perfect fifth down, which is D flat. Good. Now the Aeolian mode would be a major sixth down, so we need to follow the key signature of B major. Good. And then for Phrygian, that is a major seventh down or a chromatic step up, right? Whether we go a major seventh down or a chromatic step up, we're going to wind up in A. So we're going to follow the key of A key signature and play our Phrygian mode in A flat. Okay, good. That all worked. Okay, great. So that's it. So you have your little formulaic reference chart here. Just establish your mirror image key, and as you can see, there's actually more than one thing you can do with the mirror image key to get your modes. You can use that mirror image key as a reference for all sorts of things, and we now know an easy way to get your mirror image key signature. So the mirror image key signature, to go back, to reiterate back to the key of C, we established right, that's our mirror image scale. So the mirror image scale in the key of C happens to be the same notes as the A flat major scale. So we know that to get your mirror image scale off the ground in the first place, we just follow the key signature of a major third below our target scale that we want to get. So in C, the mirror image scale followed the key signature of A flat major, and when we went through our modes in the key of A flat, we had to follow the key signature of E to get our mirror image scale. Okay, great. Hope you have fun using this.